your passion will definitely carry you through most of the courses and times. At times, you just want to give up. I will not lie to you. I've wanted to give up a lot of times.
Greetings viewers, welcome back to our channel. It's your host Even. I'm here with
Tapiwa Muzoremba.
So tell us, who is Tapiwa?
Okay, good day. My name is Tapiwa Muzoremba and I'm a final year architecture student at the University of Johannesburg, and I did my high school in Zimbabwe. So this is my third year in South Africa.
Okay, tell us about your whole application process and your high school, your final year high school.
Okay, so I did my high school in Zimbabwe. I think I was studying in Gweru at Chaplin High School, and then I did my A-levels there as well. So after finishing high school, I was forced to take a gap year, and then from there I then began with the process of applying for my visa, which, as most people know, is very complicated. It took me about 3 months. I think I started applying a bit late in November. I had applied to about 3 universities, and then I got an acceptance from University of Johannesburg. So after that, I think from November, I applied for my visa, and then I got my visa in January, and then from there I moved to SA and started my studies.
Okay. Which year was it when you took a gap year?
I think it was 2022.
2022.
Yes.
And then you came this side in January 2023.
Actually, I wrote my exams in 2022, and then after that I took a gap year. That was actually 2023, and then I came to university in 2024 for my first year.
Okay. So for those ones that also want to go for architecture, what requirements do they need?
The application process for architecture is a bit complicated and different as compared to other courses. Firstly and most important, it has to be your first choice. So as long as it's not your first choice, they're not going to take you. So normally they require what they call a portfolio. So they will send you certain projects that they want you to do, to just show your skill and whether you will succeed or not in the course. So the portfolios differ from university to university. Sometimes they ask you to draw something. Sometimes it's mostly just a way of expressing yourself. So they send you certain projects, and sometimes they may even ask you to make a model of something, and then you take pictures and then send it to them. And then after the portfolio, they will also ask you to do an introduction video as well. I think for the University of Johannesburg, they asked me to do an introduction video of myself, just telling them about myself, and then motivation letter as well, because this is something that you have to be very passionate about. So they do require a lot from you. And I think my application at UCT, they required a CV as well.
Okay. So for someone to get accepted with this whole portfolio and this everything, what do they need to know? For someone who's actually applying right now for architecture, what do they need for them to get accepted?
Okay, so with most of the stuff, it will be communicated to them once they get a provisional acceptance. They will send them letters with the projects that they require from them. So that makes the process a bit easier, because they will give you the instructions on what exactly they require from you.
Okay, and the subject requirements?
Okay,
in high
yeah.
school?
So here in South Africa, I think it was mostly mathematics, and then any other drawing subject and geography as well. But most importantly, it had to be pure mathematics. I think I'm forgetting what the APA score requirement was, but what they required the most was pure mathematics. But it also differs from institution to institution. I think with other institutions, they will require physics or chemistry as well. I think I had an application that failed at University of Pretoria because they required physics. So I had done mathematics, geography, and technical graphics, which met the minimum requirements at the University of Johannesburg, but did not meet the minimum requirements at the University of Pretoria. So it differs from institution to institution. But with University of Johannesburg, it's mostly mathematics and any other drawing subject.
Okay. So tell us about your first year.
Okay, yeah, I think my first year was one of the most difficult periods of my time because you had to adapt to the new environment, and then just adapting to university life and having to survive the pressures of being in university. So I won't lie, I really struggled a lot with that. But eventually we managed to pull through with it. But there were a lot of difficulties coming to a new country, new environment, and then trying to navigate a new course, which I was not even sure what it's actually about.
Okay, so how did you cope with the whole thing?
Um, I would say for me, mostly resilience. I had to be resilient, especially with the course that I'm doing. I can't say I had a proper coping mechanism. It was just me having to be resilient and being like, okay, I have to be goal oriented. This is the reason why I'm here. So let me just keep going on and on. And then also, church helped me a lot because going to church, meeting up with my people, it also gave me a lot of motivation. And then, every Sunday, that feeling of every Sunday I'm going to be with my people, it also gave me a lot of motivation as well. And getting to know new people, I think there are always pros and cons to getting to know new people, but I think I have met a lot of good people that have helped me out a lot and that assisted me in adapting to the new environment in South Africa.
Right, right. So, what was your inspiration behind architecture?
Yeah, we actually get asked that question a lot, but I'll be very honest. I'm not going to say anything complicated. I just wanted to draw plans. I saw a floor plan. I was like, yeah, this is exactly what I want to do. I want to draw floor plans. So like, let me apply for architecture.
So, for those ones that are watching behind the screens and they wanna go for architecture, what would you tell them?
Um, I would say this is, if you want to go for architecture, you have to be very passionate about it. It's a very difficult course. It's not easy in any way, and it's going to take over your life. So you have to be very passionate about it. There will be times in your life where only your passion will be driving you. You will be asking yourself, why exactly am I doing this? Why am I here? And you will definitely feel like giving up. But your passion will carry you. And you have to be very resilient as well. Um, I think architecture, the course itself, the lecturers and everything, is just meant to pull you down at times. You feel like life is just going against me. So this is something that you just have to soldier through and keep going. It's not going to be easy, I will not lie. But once you get used to it, you will enjoy it a lot. It's a very enjoyable course. I love architecture. Architecture lives around us, it's everywhere. The first process of adapting to it is the most difficult part. But once you get used to it, trust me, you will definitely enjoy it.
Right. So, what are the challenges you faced when you first started your first year until your third year?
Okay, I think the most difficult challenge was what I expected versus what I got. I think coming to architecture, you mostly assume that from day one we're just going to be drawing floor plans and designing beautiful buildings, which was very different to what I found on the ground when I got there. I think the teaching and learning process of architecture is different from what people think it may be. At times you feel like we are doing something that is totally different from what we do. I will give you an example. I think the first project, I think my first semester and first year, we were tasked with designing things like maybe clothing. You had to design clothing for yourself, and then portfolio bags. So that time was very confusing for me because I'm asking myself, when are we drawing the floor plans? Why are we designing clothes? I came here to draw floor plans. So that was very confusing. And then the feeling of, since I'm coming to university, I'm definitely going to have a lot of free time. I'm going to enjoy myself here. I think with architecture, it's very different. The course is very time consuming. It will take up a lot of your time. You will find yourself in the studio working most of your times. So that you accepting that is a very difficult process because most people come with the mentality of, yeah, it's time for me to enjoy myself in varsity. And then now they're telling you that there's no free time here, you have to be working 24/7. So accepting that was a very difficult process, but eventually, yeah, we got used to it, and yeah, we love what we do, man.
That's good. You mentioned about church. So how are you able to balance your church, your prayer life, and school as well? Because we have a lot of students that don't attend church and other things because they'll be saying they're busy and stuff.
Yeah, I think the best way is to know to differentiate the two, and then setting different times and prioritizing both things. You will never find free time to go to church. You make time, and I would suggest to people that you should not go to church when you're free time. Make time to go to church. There will always be other things that you have to do. But with me, the coping mechanism that I used was always being prepared early, because I know obviously we are still in school, and at times that may seem like the priority. So I always prepare in advance. I always, if I have a test or something or a submission, I prepare for that submission maybe 2 weeks before, so that I don't have to pressure myself towards exams, because that is the problem with most students. You have an exam on Monday, you want to study for that exam on Sunday, and that becomes a problem. So when I learned that, wait, I looked at myself and asked, what am I doing from Monday to Friday? And then I'm not doing anything. And then on Sunday, I want to pressure myself to start studying. Now I have to miss church. So why not use that free time to do your schoolwork? And then when it's time for church, you make time for that. And then at times, you also have to sacrifice your time as well. For me, usually, if it's exam season and it's a Sunday, I wake up early, I start studying, and then I think around 9 or something, I leave for church, and I get up straight from my desk to church. And then after church, I come back straight and continue with whatever I was doing. So I reserve that time. I always tell myself that that time on Sunday is reserved for church. There is no negotiation or anything. It's reserved for church. If I want to do something school related, I have to do it in my other hours and not in the time that I have reserved for church.
Okay, so what advice would you give to your younger self?
To my younger self, job shadowing, man. I would say if I could, I would have maybe engaged professionals, like people that are actually in this profession before coming here. I think if I had done that, the shock that I got would have been a bit cushioned as to what I actually experienced. So, to my younger self, put yourself out there and also make friends. If you can, make friends out there. Um, I feel like if I had more connections back then, it would have definitely made my life a lot easier. So, yeah, put yourself out there, don't isolate yourself, make friends. It will definitely make your life a lot easier.
And any last words for those ones that wanna go for architecture and also those ones that don't know what they wanna do?
Okay, I would say if you want to go for architecture or any other course, just be passionate about it, because like I said, your passion will definitely carry you through most of the courses. And times at times you just want to give up. I will not lie to you, I've wanted to give up a lot of times, and during those, it's your passion that will definitely carry you during those times. So just choose whatever you are passionate about. There is no easy course, there is no easy route. You always suffer. Whatever you choose, you always suffer. So at least suffer with something that you are passionate about.
Okay. So I guess we've come to the end, Babu, unless if you wanna add something.
No, I think I've said everything that I wanted to say.
Thank you guys for watching. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye.